The city-assisted evacuation plan started successfully this morning at 8 a.m. Everything seems to be working according to design. We have run across a few minor issues that we've had to address, but everything seems to be adjusting, and we continue to move forward. We have had one challenge with a bus contractor, just like the state. Unfortunately, or fortunately, it was the bus contractor who was assigned to deal with pets. He did not show up and fulfill his contract. We've made an adjustment. We've used a state vehicle, as well as the fire department has stepped in, and we are still moving forward as it relates to pet evacuations. The Union Passenger Terminal is a key point for where all of our citizens that need assistance are coming. We're processing at a pretty rapid rate. We've had 22 buses that have already left for about 1,100 to 1,200 people. We also have loaded up a train that is headed out to Memphis, Tennessee. There were 1,500 individuals that were on that train that has left or will be leaving shortly, and things seem to be progressing well. We're still picking people up at the 17 sites. We ask all of our citizens to be patient as all buses, RTA buses, are going back and forth between those pickup sites and the Union Passenger Terminal. We are enhancing the number of portalets that are at the Union Passenger Terminal, and we are bringing supplies of water out to the 17 pickup points to make sure that people stay fairly comfortable. We did have another challenge. The system crashed as it relates to the registration process. So we have suspended that. The governor ordered the suspension of processing of citizens on the front end. So they will be processed on the back end once they get to the shelters where they're going to show up. We've had a flood of registrations as it relates to our 311 system, continues to be stressed. We went from 13,000 registered people yesterday to now we're at 20,000 and counting. There's no longer a need for citizens to register on the 311. If you go to the 17 pickup zones, we will continue to service you. The only people who really need to continue to register on 311 is anyone who has medical needs. Anyone who has medical needs still needs to register at the 311 so we know where you are and we can come pick you up. But anyone else, you do not need to continue to register, as we will continue to pick you up. As it relates to the storm, most of you know the storm did jog to the west a little bit, but not significant enough for us to alter any of our plans. We are still in the cone of probability, and still most likely will experience significant storm surge and rain, so there is no major change to our plans at this point. I am strongly encouraging everyone in the city to evacuate. Start the process now. Go north if you can, because the storm may continue to turn a little bit west. So if you can go north, that would be good. My message today is to tourists. In addition, it's time for you to leave the city. All tourists, I'm asking you to start the process of evacuating from our city. Do not wait. Start the evacuation process. If the storm continues on its current path, and then once it gets into the Gulf of Mexico, we will know exactly where it's going, and we will have a better sense. This storm is starting to be a little tricky. Yesterday it turned into a Category 3, which nobody predicted. So that should tell you something about a hurricane. If it continues on its current path, we will start the mandatory evacuation process first thing in the morning at 8 a.m. and we will most likely make that call this afternoon at our 7 or 7:30 p.m. press conference. We're going to continue to monitor everything, and at that particular point in time, we will make the call for a definitive mandatory evacuation. But once again, I want to encourage everyone in this city to take this storm very seriously and start to make plans to evacuate And if, you know, we will come back to you this afternoon with mandatory plans if we have to implement them for first thing in the morning.